I can feel it.
In Durban and Sasha Lee lives here.
Yes.
So she is joining us for a series on the Glam Girls. She is going to be giving us some tips and you some tips on some makeup secrets. We're going to be doing some looks for different types of skin. In my case, very old skin. In Gabby's case, very young skin and adolescent problem skin. And we are also going to do Bali, so we're going to be working on African skin. We're also going to do a haul, a drugstore haul, because she is going to tell us some products that we should invest in that don't cost much and that are equivalent to the expensive brands. So today Sasha's going to do me. First of all, this is why I'm looking a little bit nasty, because we just have foundation on, nothing else, guys. Okay.
Yes.
So Sasha's going to tell you about the look she's going to do on me. And for those of you who are looking for a fantastic makeup artist, Sasha is amazing. She does so many different functions, weddings, photo shoots, prom, everything, absolutely everything. So we will post some links in the description box below. And she is Durban Makeup by Sasha Fourie.
My idea for Louise is more or less an evening look, so it's going to be something a little bit more dramatic than what you would generally wear for your everyday styles or whatnot. So yeah, it's going to be some nice dark eyes, a bit of a dark lip, but yeah, I'm going to kind of wing it as I go with my color schemes, but I'll explain more or less each step. Okay, now I'm just going to put some powder underneath Louise's eye close, just to catch any pigment that falls when I do the eyeshadow. It's quite handy, especially because you don't want the eyeshadow to mess up your foundation. So you just do that, and then once you're done, you just brush it off with your powder brush, and you brush off the pigment with that.
That's a good tip. I'm going to do that.
So try and get it as close to your bottom lash line, because a lot of pigment tends to fall in that general area. Okay, now I'm just going to do a bit of a base color on Louise's eye. So it's just a very, very simple cream color with no glitter or anything in it, because I just wanted to cover the whole eye area and just create a nice base to start off of. Okay, so now I'm going to do the lid shadow. So what I do is I fill the whole lid to where the crease is. So I've chosen a bit of a pinky color to do in this area. So you just take your brush and blend it into the lid nicely and into the crease of the eye. Okay, the next step now is I'm going to do the outer color on Louise's eye. So generally, the outer C, as they call it, is very, very popular. So I'm going to stick to that because it's extremely flattering to the eye. And it's actually very simple. People may assume it's actually very hard, but it is actually quite a simple step. It's just to know in which way to move your brush. So I'm doing a bit of a burgundy look on Louise for this night look. You just really take your brush from the corner here and you blend it down. You blend it inwards, but not fully, just about 3/4 of the way into the groove and a little bit over outside of the crease of your eye. And then you just, like windscreen wipers, you just blend back and forth and then down again.
Oh, cool. I like that. I'm going to remember that. Windscreen wipers.
So now I'm just going to blend the color I put on first in the lid area and now the outer C color together. So just very gently take a blending brush and blend from the inside to the outside. Just blend that crease out nicely. You don't want to see any definite lines. So I've done a little bit of blending already, so it's not too necessary to do some more. But you just blend back and forth, down, and a little bit towards the bow area of your eyebrow. Okay, so when that is done, the next step, if you find you want to put a little bit more of a darker color or accentuate the outer C a little bit more, you can do that at this point. Or what I generally like to do is once the line is on, then I go back and see if I need to touch up the outer C and make it a little bit more defined, because the eyeliner changes everything. It really is your most vitally important part of your makeup. Okay, now this step we're going to do eyeliner. I'm a huge supporter of your pencil liners. This is just a cheapy liner that you get from the drugstore for about 15 Rand, and in euros, how much?
For about €1.
Very cheap, and I found it's one of the best eyeliners I've ever used. But we'll go more into drugstore makeup.
Yeah, in our next video, which we're going to be doing a haul.
Yes. So, but now I'm just going to do this. Obviously, each person has their preference of liner, but I am a huge supporter of the pencil. Bring the pencil back. So now, as you can see, I've done, close your eyes for me, I've done Louise's liner. If you're a little bit out, so if you're a little bit wobbly, what I like to do, just to set the pencil liner, is I will take an angled brush and dip it in black shadow and go over. But with Louise, because we're doing lashes, I'm going to use a liquid liner over that. So with Gabby, I will show you how to do the angled brush with the eyeshadow, just to set the straightness of the makeup, and it also just sets it from smudging. But now what I'm going to do is, look up for me, I've done this eye. I'm just going to do on the bottom lid, ever so slow, lightly, not in your waterline, but just underneath. So literally where your lashes connect to your eye, about 3/4 of the way across. You don't want it to be very dark under the eye, especially if someone has got smaller eyes. The more darkness you put underneath and around the eye, the smaller your eyes will be. So the key is less underneath definitely makes your eyes look a lot more open. But I'll show you a trick a little bit later on to make your eyes look even more open. Okay, so now what I've done is I've dipped my angled brush in some black eyeshadow, look up for me, and I'm just going to go over where I put the pencil line underneath the eye. Just also nice to create a bit of a smoky look. And this one you can take all the way in, but you don't want it to be so thick. So what I have to do is literally just do a little dip, and then that's enough. So now I've done the liner. I've done Louise's shadow. I went in and put a little bit more close on the outer C just to define a little bit more. Look up for me. So now I'm going to take that same burgundy color and I'm going to put it just ever so gently underneath her eye. So you want to kind of take it under where the liner is, just to carry on the color. But you don't want to do it too much because you don't want it to look like you've got a bruised eye. Okay, so now we're going to be doing eyebrows. There's quite a few different techniques to do eyebrows. Obviously, the most popular is using a pencil, and this is quite a good one. This is from Essence, and it comes with a little brush just to help smooth it out. But this is obviously if you're wanting quite a defined eyebrow. I tend to like to keep my eyebrows quite natural on my clients because you don't want it to look like it's been drawn on. But obviously this is a way of doing it if you're wanting like a really dramatic look. But what I'm going to do is, what I'd like to do is take an angled brush, dip it in a little bit of like a darkish brown, blacky color to do the eyebrows. Obviously, depending on the skin tone and the color of their natural brows, you want to get it as close as possible to your natural color, but about a shade darker just to fill it in and define it a little bit more. But with the shadow, I find it keeps it extremely natural, but yet makes it look very, very defined. Okay, so you take it from there and you just create like little lines, almost as if you're drawing on your lashes. So you just want to kind of fill in any little gaps you've got, and that's what really is the key. Just makes your eyebrows look fuller and more neat. So now we're going to be doing false lashes. For Louise, we have got Kiko Milano makeup. Obviously, we do not get this in South Africa, but what I would suggest for South African people watching is Eyeliner. It's one of the best, so you spell it literally I and then L-U-R-E. It really is. You can get it in any Dis-Chem, Clicks, any shop, but obviously in Milano, Kiko is quite a good brand. These are quite dramatic lashes, so obviously for your day look or more natural look, you wouldn't specifically use these. But these are stunning, so we're going to see how it looks on Louise. So let's go. Okay. Close eyes. So you want to get it as close to the lash line as possible so that it looks natural. Keep eyes closed for me. You just want to keep your eyes closed until the glue sets. Let's do the next one. Obviously with lashes sometimes they are a lot longer than your actual eye, so what I would suggest is give a slight little measurement without any glue on top of your lid, and then just cut literally one little lash off if need be, if not more. It all depends on the shape of your actual eye. Okay, so close eyes. We've got Louise's lashes on. They've dried quite nicely. There's still a little bit of drying, but not much. So obviously you don't want to see, close for me, any sort of idea that there are false lashes on. You want the illusion that they are all natural. So what I tend to suggest is you take your liquid liner, because it gives more coverage compared to your pencil, and it's more defined. So obviously you want to take from where, it's nice to have the pencil line underneath because it gives you a good starting point to work off of instead of just freewheeling it, because with liquid liner, once you got it on there, it's not coming off. Where at least with pencil you can smudge it off or clean it out a bit to fix it. Okay, so now we've done the liner, put the liquid on, close for us. Now you see it's looking really lovely. Next step is mascara. So obviously you can do your mascara before you put the false lashes on, but I find it easier to do it afterwards, because then you can put some mascara on the actual lashes and kind of blend the two together to make it more natural. Okay, so close your eyes for me. Okay, so this is a good trick to do because you can get mascara on both your bottom lashes and your top lashes, and you don't have that frustration of having your eyes open, especially if you're very sensitive. So you just kind of glide back and forth. Obviously you don't need as much mascara with this because you've got the false lashes on, but without the false lashes, then obviously I would suggest maybe 2 coats. Okay, so now we're pretty much almost finished with the eyes. We have done everything. The last step is a little bit of highlighting. So what I'm using is your MAC Dazzle Light. It's one of my absolute favorite colors to just do those little highlights on the top of your bow, and then in the corner of your eye, and even your little cupid's bow if need be. And then sometimes I use my bigger brush and I'll put it over there on the tip of your cheekbones just to accentuate the definition, to define it a bit more. Okay, put in the crease, so you just working it nicely in there. Just makes your eyes look really lovely. Okay, and then using the angled brush, just put it on your below your eyebrow over there. You don't want it to be too defined, so you don't want to have it too straight, so you just blend it in a little bit. Take your bigger brush and you can put it in your cheekbone over there. Maybe a little bit in your cupid's bow. Your lip. Okay, so we're gonna do white liner. This is a must-have in your makeup box, especially if you have got smaller eyes. It does help to just make them look a lot larger. And if you've had a few drinks or even had a sleepless night and in your waterline it's quite red and almost inflamed, if you put this in your waterline, it takes the red, it almost draws the redness out and makes your eyes look refreshed and healthy. Okay, so look up for me. I'm just going to put a little bit in. It's a little bit annoying, but you really just need one little swoop. Okay, so it really makes a big difference. Obviously, if you've already got quite large eyes, I wouldn't suggest really using a white liner unless you are quite tired and you want to give it a refreshed look. But then I would suggest using a black in the waterline, because if your eyes are exceptionally large, the white line is going to make them look a little bit odd. So what I'd suggest rather doing a dark color in the inside. And if you're wanting something very dramatic, then of course you stick with your dark colors. But that is quite a handy tip for just making your eyes look really refreshed and lovely. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more defining on Louise's cheeks. Obviously, a lot of people use bronzer. I'm not particularly a huge fan of bronzer because it's got a lot of glitter and sparkle in it, that it kind of, once it's on, when the camera catches it, it creates a bit of a false look, which is not necessarily what you're going for all the time. Obviously, it's fine on your chest area and for like a girls' night out or something like that. But if you're going to a bridal event or something like that, a little bit more sophisticated, it's not really what you're looking for. So what I generally like to do, it's each to their own, but it's something that I've picked up along the way that I quite enjoy, is I use some of my browner color bronzy eyeshadows. So I just dip my brush in between two colors of mine that I quite enjoy the effect they have on the skin tone. And I take an angled brush and I generally just go over the area where I did the contouring earlier. So now we're going to do the blush. It's amazing how many people do not use blush, but I can't understand that why, because once you've done the makeup, you kind of look, with the foundation, everything is a little bit pasty. And there's something about blush that just brings the whole look together.
I need to learn how to use blush because I'm one of those people. I never use blush because I always feel like I've got so many different layers. Like I just wondered, like it's just gonna look like too much for me because I don't know how to do it properly.
If some people that do use blush use way too much, so they pick a color that is not really suited for their skin tone. So generally, this is a little bit empty, but this is just an Essence one. It's called Baby Doll. Okay, I use it a lot, as you can see, but yeah, it's called Baby Doll by Essence, and I find this color is generally suited for almost every complexion, or your lighter skin complexions. For your African skin tone, like we'll do with Mbali, you need something with quite a more rich color because the skin is a lot darker. But for Louise, we're going to do this. So what I like to do is smile. It's quite a fake smile.
Thanks.
It gives you a nice idea of where the apples of your cheeks are. So you take there and you just blend it into your hairline. You obviously don't want it too much in this area, but you mainly stick to your apples and then just blend it out a little bit. Obviously you don't need much. you just need it to look like your cheeks have been pinched or they're a little bit rosy. If you feel you've put too much blush on or you want to blend it in a little bit more, get a beauty blender. In South Africa you can get them from GLAM, or in Italy you can get them from Kiko.
Yeah, Kiko.
So you just really, I find this comes in handy just to kind of blend out any lines or anything, even with your foundation, to blend it into your hairline. That's important, but I'll go through a lot of that with Gabriella. Another trick I've learned is, this is quite important. You take your highlighting colour, that Dazzle Delight that I showed you earlier, put it on a slightly thicker brush, and under where your contouring and blush goes, there's a line almost that forms there, and in that area put a bit of highlighter. It defines that contouring area so much more and it makes the world of difference. You don't want to put it in the area where you contoured, because then you're defeating the point, because anything light makes it stand out and anything dark makes it look more withdrawn, more hollow. So now we're doing lip liner. There's quite a few misconceptions with lip liner. It was very common at one stage to do quite a defined line around your lips. And when you put your lipstick on, it looked fine, but then as the day goes, your lipstick starts to come off and this defined line shaping out your lips. I know you used to do that once
when I was young. I know, so I'm nodding. I'm like, oh yeah. And when I look back at those pictures, I'm like, what was I thinking?
So a lot of people, because of that, have gotten rid of using lip liner altogether. Yeah. But I feel there's still a huge importance in that, because it makes your lipstick last longer, and even once your lipsticks come off, your lip liner is still there. So the trick is to do your lines around, but then almost colour in your lips as well. For example, let's do. So you don't have to do quite a defined line. You just need to shape the lip area, because it also helps with applying your lipstick to have a bit of a shape idea. Okay, so as you can see, we've done the lip liner. It's quite nice because it almost looks like you've got lipstick on already. Every now and then, if I'm lazy, I just put some lip liner on and that's me done for most of the day.
Doesn't it also sometimes stay longer than lipstick? Yeah.
It definitely does. It will stay much longer. Because it's not as soft as a lipstick is, it's less likely to smudge. But what I'm going to use now for a lipstick, which I think will go quite nicely with this look, is Cream in Your Coffee by MAC. My absolute favourite lipstick in the world. It literally goes with any complexion on a lighter scale, but it is so flattering and really is absolutely stunning. So we're going to put this on. Okay, open slightly. No, let's do. Okay, as you can see, we have done the lipstick. It's looking really lovely. The makeup is pretty much all done, except for this last step, which is setting the makeup, which is vitally important. We've got, this is your MAC fixing spray, but otherwise you can use, my personal favorite is Cryolin. Their setting spray is amazing, but we're going to be trying out the MAC setting spray today. Okay, Louise, close your eyes for me, and then you just do a nice spray over the whole face and neck area. Don't forget the neck, because we have put foundation down there, so it is important as well. And obviously just give it a few moments to set everything in place. I like to just dab a little bit with my sponge just to get the moisture in. But it's pretty much like hairspray for your face. That's the best way to put it. But it really just keeps everything there through sweat, tears, eating, the whole lot. Your makeup ain't going nowhere.
And I do that, all of those. Sweat, tears. I'm kidding.
Okay. So now, voila, we are complete. The process is done. It was quite a process, but that's what comes with makeup.
Guys, I'm sure you all learned a lot of really useful tips. I know I'm probably going to watch this video back a couple times because there was a lot of handy little things that I need to practice and make use when I do my makeup. Remember, posted down below in the description is the contact details for Sasha and her makeup. You can also feel free to write a comment, ask us any questions, and we will do our best to respond to you. Thanks to Sash for doing my makeup, for making me beautiful. I really am so excited. And if you want to see any other looks while we are still here in Durban, South Africa, write to us and we will get Sashi to try it out on either myself, Gabby, Bali, or perhaps even Claude.
Let's do that.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
can
Bye.
feel it. I can feel it.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, now I'm going to be doing. I keep saying hello to everyone.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem. You feel like you have to say it. Hey, you don't have to say, hi guys.
Okay. They are quite defined, so they're not. They're more extravagant and.
Extravagant.
I was completely lost the word.
She's just like me. She just makes up stuff. She goes like, I'm trying to think they're more elegant.
What's the word? Dramatic. That was the word I was trying to
yeah.
get.
Makeup artist likes to come close. It's like, wow. Sometimes my clients love it. Does their makeup on.